Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Sarah and today we're diving into something new. I'm painting a portrait, which by the way, I've never done with gouache before. So, this is a bit of a first for me. I'm super excited to show you the process and of course, I'll share a few struggles along the way. So, let's get into it. So I decided to paint a portrait of this really cool girl I came across. She's got this awesome vibe, and I thought she'd be the perfect subject for my first gouache experiment. Let me just say, painting portrait is not as easy as it looks at all. Alright, so let's talk about materials first. I'm using Shinhan gouache for this portrait, which, like I said, is something I haven't really tried before for a face. I'm super used to watercolor, so gouache is definitely a bit of different vibe. We can say it's actually a kind of mix between acrylic and watercolor, creamy and opaque, but still really fluid. I started with a sketch and then slowly built up the layers of color. I really love how it feels when I mix the paint, but it can dry pretty fast, so I have to work quickly. So let's talk a bit more about gouache. It's an opaque medium, kind of like watercolor, but the key difference is that it covers a lot better. I love how vibrant the colors are, but they do dry fast, which can be tricky. One thing to keep in mind is that the colors tends to change a little bit once it dries. So when I was working on the skin tones, for example, I mixed some red into my creamy color, and once it dried, it was darker than I expected. It's definitely something you have to watch out for. So my tip is always test out the color on a separate piece of paper so you will know the real look. As I got started, I quickly realized that gouache behaves a bit differently than I thought it would. It's tricky to layers and blending can be a challenge, but that's part of the fun, right? I had to keep adjusting things, and at one point I almost gave up. But hey, that's what makes the whole thing worth it. Getting through those little struggles. Okay, so for this portrait, I wanted to focus on getting the skin tones just right. I mixed a lot of different colors and tried layering them for depth. It was a bit of trial and error, but I'm really starting to get the hang of it. Once I got the hang of the gouache, I start building up the layers. The cool thing about gouache is that you can really control the opacity. So I could get those nice smooth transition on the squash. It lets me add a lot of detail too, which I really love, especially for something like a portrait where you want to capture the texture. And even though the paint dries fast, I think that's kind of a bonus because it keeps me moving quickly rather than getting bogged down by wet paint. One thing that I really enjoyed during this process and working with this material was actually the coverage of the gouache. Unlike watercolor, which is transparent, gouache is super opaque, so it covers really well. For this painting, I started with gouache for the first time, I definitely say go for it. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Every painting is a learning experience and it's all part of the fun. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing the process behind this painting and this portrait. It was definitely a fun experiment with gouache and I learned a lot along the way. If you're thinking about giving a gouache a try, I definitely encourage you to jump in and start painting. And if you have tried it before, I'd love to hear your tips or what works best for you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more art and painting. Until the next time, happy painting. Bye bye.